During your time on the neonatal unit, it can often feel as though you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Jacob has had some breathing difficulties this week and had to go back on a form of breathing support called CPAP. For Vicky, it felt like a big setback.
Last week was quite hard. Jacob had been off of CPAP for 3 days and was completely breathing fine. Then we got a phone call in the night to say that he had been struggling during the night and that he was going to have to go back onto a CPAP machine, which is obviously quite frightening anyway when you get the phone call because you always presume the worst. So he was put back on and he's kind of been struggling a little bit all week really. He's done an hour off of the CPAP machine and then has to go back on because he's struggling. But now I know that, you know, premature babies can kind of go 3 or 4, sometimes a week off of CPAP and then have to go back on, and I know that now, but at the time I thought the worst. Is this normal? And you have so many questions. Yeah, he's doing fine now.
Sima's baby, Kez, needed to be transferred to a hospital in Leeds for a heart operation. It's been a stressful time.
The hospital in Leeds was so big and it was just so scary in itself when the cardiologist came up for me to sign the consent form, and for me that was the worst bit. Doctors have to be straightforward, and he just said there's a risk of death, and he just said it. And I was fine, she was saying he's coming up for consent, and I said okay, fine. And I just wanted him to go in for the surgery and come back out. But then when he said that, I kind of thought, well, can I change my mind now? And I couldn't cry when they took him, but when they brought him back, I just stood in the middle of that room and I cried like I've never cried before.
But today, Kez has been transferred back to Bradford. Sima has heard that he has arrived back in the neonatal unit and she's going to see him straight away.
It was so difficult having to travel to Leeds every day to go and see him. But when they rang me up this morning saying he's coming back, it was unbelievable. I love it. It's more like home.